Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers in London. This morning I'm reviewing a book which is of great help to practitioners involved in road traffic accidents, personal injury matters and so forth. The book is the APIL Clinical Negligence publication from Jordan's. It's now in a second edition. It's been written by Paul Bailin. The APIL, Association of Personal Injury Lawyers, is an excellent organisation, and these books are of fundamental importance to us as practitioners and advisors, and I know that they are seen pretty often in the courts. This is the book we're looking at this morning. It's got a red cover this time. That's the front, there's the spine, and then there's the back. There are a lot of people involved in this book, and I can't mention them all by name, but I think you'll find that they are extremely experienced people. There's the index at the back, which gives you some idea of what this book contains. There are a number of useful appendices. Useful organisations is appendices 4. Model directions for clinical negligence, number 3. Then there's a medical glossary. In fact, there's simple sample clinical notes at Appendix 2, which is quite useful because it can be very complex. You see the structure there, which will help you. And then a medical glossary, which is extremely helpful for everybody concerned in this area of law. Then we have the book itself, which is structured in a normal way, paragraph numbering at the sides, and you've got detailed footnotes, which are of some help. And if we go to the front, you can see this is the front page there. Then you've got the preface to the second edition, very short this time. It's a preface to the first edition, which is a bit longer, of course. And then you've got a note about APIL itself, who are extremely important in this area of practice. These are the names of the contributors, and there have been a number of them who've been involved. Obviously, they're all very experienced people. And then the contents pages, which run through for quite a way, just halfway through there. Then you've got right at the end the final chapter 19, then the appendix listed. Then you've got the table of cases, well worth looking at. Then you've got the statutes, of course, statutory instruments. Then you get into the body text itself. Starts off chapter 1, coping with trauma. And as I say, it's a standard structure for Jordan's. It's also available as an e-book, you'll be pleased to hear. Runs to something now, 550 odd pages, something like that. It's an excellent publication and something that's absolutely fundamental if you're involved in this area of practice. Now, my wife Elizabeth and I have given this a review a title. We've called it The Know-How You Need to Conduct Clinical Negligence Claims, now in a new second edition. And this is what we say. As editor Paul Bailin has pointed out, clinical negligence claims are some of the most difficult and complex to resolve. The major difficulty is that the claimant was ill, obviously prior to the medical intervention, and is still ill or dead, and sensibly as a result of the medical negligence that is claimed. That means that they're not on level playing fields at all. There's no level playing field here at all, and so that does put one at a disadvantage. The book, as I say, has been published recently by Jordan's with APIL, and it's now in the new edition of Clinical Negligence, and it presents the expert and insightful commentary of no less than 22 specialist practitioners in medical negligence, whether barristers, solicitors or medical professionals. Their commentary and advice is based on years of experience in this sensitive area of law. The result is a clear, readable and instructive work of reference that, when circumstances demand, you can use as a step-by-step guide to the key areas of medical negligence and the processes and procedures involved in pursuing claims. Reading through this book is almost like having an expert advisor methodically and calmly leading you through the various stages of case management, whether an interview, a meeting, or the complex task of obtaining, sorting and checking documents. And obviously there's a lot of precision and detail, of course, in these matters, which is needed. There is much emphasis, quite rightly, on client care, and reassuringly, the ethos of the book can be summed up by the words patience, compassion, understanding and thoroughness, the qualities and attributes which one would have thought are vital for the medical negligence practitioner or advisor. Reflecting on the impact of the many recent reforms, including Jackson and the abolition effectively of legal aid in this area by LASPO, the new edition of this highly regarded work has been considerably revised to take account of, for instance, funding post-Jackson, new coroner's rules for 2013, and the new standard directions for case management, plus recent case law and the latest thinking on causation. On the back of the book there are some lists of the new cases very quickly at your fingertips, so you've got some idea of which areas they're covering. It's a handy paperback format, and the book is also a source of time-saving information for the busy practitioner. The 4 appendices I mentioned earlier include an 18-page list of medical abbreviations, a glossary, including signs and symbols, vital when you're perusing reams of documentation, and very usefully model directions for clinical and negligence cases section in chart format, which is much easier for reference. Also, it's important to note the list of helpful organisations to which clients may be referred, and the extensive tables of cases, statutes and statutory instruments which obviously abound in this area. Let me conclude by saying that medical negligence lawyers, whether specialist or not, indeed all professionals involved with or interested in medical negligence cases, including expert witnesses, should consider this book an essential purchase, and the publication date is cited at 2014. I'm recording this review in early 2015. You can see the daffodils at the back. Now, there's the book again. As I mentioned, you've got the various changes in the second edition, which are listed on the back of the book. And as I say, just opening it in the front, there's causation. Right in the middle of the book, you can see causation is covered in some detail. There's a huge amount of information here in the 550 pages, and as I say, I think this is a very important book for anybody involved in this area of law. As I mentioned before, do always look at the preface and see what Paul Balin has to say. The first edition preface deals very specifically with what was happening a few years ago now, because the law has had to be altered and changed to take account of what's happening today. Anyway, it's the APIL Clinical Negligence second edition. It's a must if you're involved in this area of law. Thank you to all concerned for an excellent contribution. I realise the amount of expertise and knowledge from the 22 experts who've given their time to put this forward is of absolute invaluable support to anybody who's dealing with this sort of problem. So, and also could I thank Jordans for continuing to produce these excellent works. Bye bye for now anyway. Bye.